You listen to XS Manchester. It gives me great pleasure to welcome a man who sung on some of the most era-defining records, not just of the 90s, but of all time, in my opinion. A man that I first met probably 30 years ago. He was 17, and his big brother came to work from a band in Spiral Carpets, and it is Liam Gallagher. Nice to see you again, fella. How are you?
And you, man. Yeah, good, man. Feeling good.
30 years, can you believe that?
No, can't, mate. But still buzzing, man. Still feel the exact same, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing's changed, really. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, you get shot, but the eyebrows are still there, man. That's the most
Looking good,
important
looking better with age.
Yeah. But I'm still on that crusade, whatever it is, man.
Yeah.
Just to not get suckered in by the dickheads.
I remember the first time, because obviously, I just referred then to the fact that your big brother Noel came working for our band as a roadie. So that you came as part of the package. You were the little brother that was mad on
I was the one
bands.
doing all the lifting.
You were doing a lot of the lugging
He
about.
didn't do much work, did he, our kid? Did he?
Nah.
Just stood around, didn't he? Fucking skinning up and shit.
Never got a sweat on, did he, in his entire career as a
Yeah.
roadie? Bonehead did the driving.
Yeah.
But you were... one of my most vivid memories is you sitting in our various dressing rooms, sat in the corner, dead quiet. I still like to remember that sheepish Liam from back then.
Yeah, no, I was just observing, man, just thinking, this is the world I want to live in, you know what I mean? Like, just, you know, I was just obsessed with it, like, just thinking, look, the geezer's behind a keyboard, the geezer's behind a kit, singer, guitarist, amps. I was just, like, mesmerised by the whole setup, you know what I mean? Thinking, one day, I'm going to do this.
Fridge full of beer.
Yeah, the easy.
Get stuck in, Liam.
The easy life.
Only 17, but you can have one of them if you want.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
Right, so it's a brilliant, monumental week for you. I'm guessing that you're pretty excited about the fact that this is the week that your debut solo album's coming out. You've done, is it 9 albums before this?
Right.
In various incarnations. How excited are you this week about this album?
Yeah, like a lot of people going, "Oh, are you confident? Are you nervous?" And certainly not nervous, not confident, or not confident. Just dead excited, man. Just to have an album, get back to doing what I do. I've had 4 years sitting at home, twiddling my thumbs, just bored out of my mind. Just so it's good to be back with a record that I think is good. A lot of personal songs on there, a lot of songs that don't mean nothing really. You know what I mean? It's just in your, you know, just rock and roll or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But there's some good songs on there that I think are really personal, and I think people might like them. And just excited for people to get hold of it and see what all the fuss is about, really. You know what I mean? And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
It's like you said then about sat at home twiddling your thumbs, and people want to see you doing what you're doing now, making music rather than being at home and winding your kid up on Twitter or whatever else for 4 years, which is funny.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people get caught, you know, it's like, listen, mate, I was in a band with him for however long, you know what I mean? I'd come out of interviews and he'd be like, the people would be going, you know, he doesn't like you, does he? You know what I mean? So he'd be digging me out. So it's just payback time now, I think, you know what I mean? So, but I don't mean any harm, you know, I love our kid.
Yeah, we know that.
But, you know, if you can't slag your brother off, who can you?
That's what brothers are for, isn't it?
I mean, you can't slag your mum off, can you?
No. Well, you could, but Peggy...
Yeah, well, you
kick shit out of you.
Yeah, she'd kick the fuck out of you, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
So far, the reactions have been brilliant to the tracks that we've heard. The album's not gone out on public release yet. It'll be out by the time this interview goes out there. Are you confident that this new chapter in your career is going to be well received by the media and by the fans?
Obviously, there'll be loads of people that'll put the boot in because that's, you know, I'm like Marmite and I'm big mouth and stuff like that. And so there'll be people that won't like it, and there'll be people that love it. So as long as the right people like it, that makes me happy. You know what I mean? But I am confident that I've got a good album there, the good songs. It's not like, you know, it's just a good collection of good songs. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I needed to do. Come back with not a concept album or anything like that. You know, no bells and whistles, just real good songs, and that suits me fine. You know what I mean? Because I could sing anything. I could sing Barbra Streisand's tunes, man. I can do anything. I'm a good singer when I put my mind to it.
I like that Liam sings Babs.
Yeah, man, I could, man. You know what I mean? It's just all about the good songs, man. So I think there's 12 good songs on this album. So excited, man.
You know what I love about it? I mentioned before about the quiet, sheepish, not in a bad way, the Liam that I met back in the...
But he's still there though, Clint, man. You know what I mean?
I hear this in a lot of these songs on the new album. I think the public are going to hear this side of you for the first time because you're not... In Oasis, you didn't get a chance to do that. I don't think with BDI, because BDI was a band vibe, you know, in a great way. Yeah. But I think this is going to be the first time that your fans are going to really see inside your mind and your soul with some of these tracks on here. Some real heartfelt stuff, isn't there, going on?
Yeah, man, totally, man. And that's what it's all about, man. So we'll see, man. I mean, obviously Oasis was big, bold and brash, you know what I mean? There was no real time to be getting sentimental, you know what I mean? It was like just in your face and, you know, But this one's a bit, like 45 now. You know what I mean? So it's just another chapter. I guess it's a new chapter in what's going down. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Oasis was a big lifestyle band, wasn't it? Like almost like a manifesto
Yeah.
of continuing the party that the Happy Mondays had started
Yeah.
before, but the spirit of the roses and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. What's your favourite track on the album, or your favourite moments on it so far?
Favourite, I think for me to play live is Greedy Soul, because it's just in you, it's pretty pistolsy, you know what I mean? On the album it's a little bit more chilled and that, but live it's proper filth, man.
Yeah.
So that's the one for me. I mean, like, there's some really good songs to sing on there, but I don't, when it comes out of the singing ones, I'm kind of like, fucking hell, hurry up and get this one over. I like the spitty out ones, you know what I mean? The ones that you can just, a lot of people go, he's starting to shout and all that, but, I like to sing and shout, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about for me. But for what it's worth, it's a great tune, Paper Crown, Bold. I mean, I like them all, but I do like the rocking ones.
Yeah. The Angry Liam, you like the
Yeah,
Angry Liam?
mate, because that's when you're earning your money, you know what I mean? When you're up there fucking sweating your tits off and screaming and shouting, that's what people want, I think.
So you've got those shades of like very emotional sort of Liam stuff going on the album, and the angry stuff, as we've heard on a couple of tracks, or the more in your face stuff. Was that, when you started writing it, was that your plan? Did you intend it to be a diverse, emotional album, or did you just...
No,
what came out is what came out.
Yeah, just whatever come out. I mean, the first, obviously I didn't do anything for a bit, and I was like not listening to music, not interested in getting a band together that was always going to be compared to Oasis. So I just thought, you know what, I've had enough of this. I need a bit of time out of this thing, you know what I mean? Making music and, like, playing it for yourself out in the house is all great, but once it goes into the making it and doing interviews and all that stuff and the business side of it, that just didn't interest me at all. So I had about 3 years of doing nothing, and I looked at my guitar and I picked it up, and then Bold happened and sort of started writing that, and I thought that was pretty cool. Then I wrote When I'm in Need, which is great. And then it just sort of happened, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't really sit down and plan making a record. It just sort of happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you chose to work with producer Greg Kirsten and various co-writers, which is interesting, because I like the fact that you've been dead straight about, you've come forward and said, look, I'm a front man, I'm a rock and roll singer, I'm the rock star. Yeah. You do write, and there are songs on here that you've written alone, but the idea of you co-writing, I think it's brought out some things that we wouldn't normally hear in you.
Totally, man. I think that's it now. I mean, like, at this stage of career or whatever it is you've got to call it, I think now with working with different people, anything's possible, you know what I mean? But I mean, like I've said before, I'm not a prolific songwriter. I don't even class myself. When I walk past the mirror, I don't see myself as a songwriter. I see myself as a singer. So I definitely do need help with writing an album. I don't think I could, if I was to write a full album myself, I don't really write big choruses, you know what I mean? I can write the little rock and roll numbers, but I think you need a bit more than that on an album, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I had to go, I went working with them, with Greg Kirsten and Andrew Wyatt, and it was easy, man. I thought it would be a real pain in the ass, but we done 3 songs in 3 days, and it was cool, man.
And good results as well.
Make good results.
And so with some of the co-writers, like you did one with Simon Aldred, did you work with him face to face?
No, he come down to Snap Studios, and he sent us a bit of the tune. He goes, "What do you think of this?" I went, "Amazing." Instantly, the first verse, I just went, in my defence or my sense, I was going, "That's it." Yeah. Then we got down to the studio, and then we started messing about with words and phrasings and that. But he had pretty much the tune himself done and that. Yeah. But he is a top song. I've got to give him dues, man. He is. Yeah. He's special, man.
It's funny that, because that track we're talking about, For What It's Worth, and it's got all the hallmarks of a great Liam Stroke Oasis composition, but to me, I totally hear Simon Aldred and Cherry Ghost, which was the band that he went out on.
Yeah, so I never really heard of them, but my missus, Debbie, she was like, "You've got to hear this song called People." So I heard it, I was going, look, he's got that eerie kind of Lennon-y vibe, you know what I mean? And he sent me a few more and all, and mate, he's got some good tunes, man, and he's top songwriter, and he's got a fucking massive voice as well, so respect to him.
Sweats a lot live. You should see him play live. I've never seen a man sweat as much as he does live. He won't mind me saying that either.
It's a nightmare though, man. I sweat like fuck as well, but there you go, innit? You know what I mean? But apparently,
take coat off.
No.
Put a t-shirt on.
I've got another one underneath, man. I'd have to get bollock naked, me, man. But I'd still be sweating, you know what I mean? But it's like them old. I was watching this programme the other day on the old Chuck Berry and all them lot, and Little Richard and that, and they were like that. Going, look, people used to pour water over their heads because if they weren't seen to be sweating, the crowd wouldn't be having it, you know what I mean? So I'd pour a lot of water over my head before I go on, you know what I mean? Because people want to see you fucking sweating, man.
Yeah. Let's have a listen to that track, For What It's Worth. So this is a a track they've been playing a lot on XS recently, but it's co-written between Liam and Simon Aldred. Simon's a local lad, he's from Bolton. Cherry Ghost is the band name that he used to use. You listen to XS Manchester, I'm Clint, and I'm joined by my old mate Liam Gallagher. My old mate and rock and roll icon. No, let's say rock and roll icon and my old mate. Which one comes first? My old mate.
My old mate. My old mate is the one.
How did the writing and recording of this album, because this is your debut solo record, how did the writing and recording of this album compare to the making of the Oasis albums? Was it a lot more liberating by any chance?
I guess. Obviously, Noel wrote the songs in Oasis, so I'd sort of like just be waiting, sitting in the studio, like twiddling my thumbs, waiting to sort of just do my singing. So I never really got involved with the writing. I'd never turn around and and go, yeah, I changed that word, or I'm going to sing it like this. Obviously, I did sing it the way I sang it, but so this one was a bit more. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean,
did you feel like you were a bit more in control of what was going on?
Yeah, I was Yeah, I mean, I definitely had to dig a little bit deeper for the words and stuff. You know what I mean? And not get too careful of, not spill, not give too much away, of who I am and what I'm about, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people sort of go, well, there's certain things you want to hold back because you have a life and all, and it's not all about music, you know what I mean? But I think I found the right thing for just giving a little insight to what I'm about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was good. I definitely went through all the lyrics, man, like with a fine tooth comb or whatever, and just made sure it was right, so I spent a bit of time on the lyrics. Melody I'm pretty good at. I can always have, like, if I start playing a guitar, I'll start humming it, and I can always have about 3 different kind of melodies to the tune, so I can pick out of the 3 which one sort of, so I'm good with that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it looks like live, seeing you with your new band, looks like you're more in control of what's going on there in a good way.
I used to use them in-ear monitors and them in-ear things and I've took them out now. So I just feel like I'm more in the room, you know what I mean? Like when you put them things in, it's like being fucking Mr. and Mrs., isn't it? When you get blindfolded and put in the cubicle and that, you know what I mean? So they've gone, and I think it's helping my voice a bit better and just helping me being aware. I used to just be spaced out on there with them things in.
Yeah.
And the band are cool. We've only known each other a little bit, but as the more gigs we do, we're starting to, suss each other out a bit.
Well, I saw you play at the Ritz in Manchester recently, so it was just a few days after the arena tragedy. Yeah. First of all, how did you feel when you heard the news of what had gone on at the arena?
I mean, I was in bed 10 o'clock, got a text off my other brother Paul. So I got up that morning and he went, yeah, check what's going on, put the news on. Blown away, man. It's like outrageous that stuff happens, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to someone, and I think it was Chris Martin, he was emailing me missus. I was going, what does he fucking want? How have you got your email number or your email address? And she's going, he wants to do this charity thing for that benefit gig and all that, and we were booked to do something in Germany, so I said, look, we're not going to be able to do it, but I'll speak to the German promoter, and he said, look, you can go on at 4, finish at 5, and then we fly back to Manchester, went straight back there, into the toilet with Chris, rehearsed Live Forever.
Just like the 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the 90s, yeah. I was like, I'll make a fucking junkie out of you yet, kid. Into the toilets, but it was all very well behaved. We've done that Live Forever, and then got on there and done it and then got off. But yeah, it was terrible what happened, and still is what's going on, even with Vegas and all that stuff. But all you can do in them times of need and that is just get up and sing a song, you know what I mean? And you don't change anything, but just let people know that us so-called rock stars are not just in it for the money.
Yeah. And all we can do, like I say, as musicians and songwriters, all you can do is write a song or make some music, because music is a great healer, isn't it? And like our mutual friend Richard Ashcroft says, music is power.
Without a doubt,
it's
man.
all we can do. So the world,
like Tom Petty said as well, music is the real magic.
Absolutely, yeah. Another one gone too soon, Mr. Petty. So the world saw you perform at that One Love Manchester gig, which you did us all proud. You were impeccable at that. But before that, one of the greatest gigs I've ever been to, the O2 Ritz. Incredible moment.
When was that? The one?
The Ritz, the O2 Ritz in Manchester.
Oh, top gig, that,
so
man.
Just it was in between the One Love gig and the arena tragedy. But top venue. I was in the room waiting for you to come on stage, and I think there's only one other moment in rock and roll where I've witnessed that sort of excitement. And that was the Stone Roses about to come on stage at Eaton Park for the first night, and it was just like, cool, you wouldn't have had that. You'd have been in the dressing room, but the sense of occasion and anticipation and electricity in the room was just second to none. It was phenomenal.
Great, man.
So when you walked out on stage, you would have felt that love.
Yeah.
Was there a moment?
I had them in ear fucking things in, so I was probably going like, what the fuck am I? Like, but no, I do get it, man. I mean, them little gigs are really good, man. And it's like, but yeah, no.
Has there been a moment in recent months where, because that to me was the moment when I'd heard the new music, I knew it was right. We saw pictures of you looking better than ever, but when you walked out on stage there and that reception you got, that to me was the moment when I realised that you've got it bang on this time. Everything is spot on. Have you had a moment like that, and it might have been listening to the music played back in your front room 6 months ago? Was there a moment like that recently where you thought, yeah, I'm on it now, this is it, they're going to get it?
I think Glastonbury was a good moment, you know what I mean? There was a lot of love there and a lot of people there and all that, and just it just seems a little bit different this time around. I think the break, me not doing anything for a bit and getting away, you know what I mean? It's like I'm in your face a lot, you know what I mean? So I think everyone needed a bit of a break. So I think it's done everyone a world of good. And obviously, I've got top management now, and I've got top songs and that, you know what I mean? And I've opened it up to like, collaborating with people. So yeah, and I think it's all about, I think it feels good, man, at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Talking about collaborations, one of the most outstanding tracks on the album, and to me one of the most remarkable songs that you've ever recorded, is Chinatown.
Yeah.
Where you sound like you're going somewhere vocally that you've never been before. I've never heard you do stuff like that. You get a real sense as well that I bet you get a sense of elation when you're singing it.
Yeah, yes, that's all I care about, man, really, is singing, man. Singing, when I'm good, that's the best gig in the world, you know what I mean? Is singing. It's like, so yeah, no, I'm loving that tune.
And that's an Andrew Wyatt co-write?
Yeah, odd little number, man. When he first played it, I was going, this is a bit fucking odd. But then in my head, I convinced myself, it sounds a little bit like the Lars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I sort of took that and legged it with it, you know what I mean? But
there is a bit of Scouse.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a Larsy vibe, but a beautiful song. And another top song like that I have to mention, he's got it as well.
You listen to Excess Manchester on Clint Boon, and it's an absolute honour to be in the presence of somebody that I've known for a long, long time. His music just is going from strength to strength, Mr. Liam Gallagher. We've talked, Liam, about how you're on a bit of a roll at the moment. Your music's sounding better than ever. You're looking great, by the way.
Thank you. So are you, man.
Thank you. I do my best. It's the pretty green, isn't it?
You know what I mean? It keeps us young, doesn't it?
Keep the pretty green. Keeps us young.
Get it on your back.
Can we talk about that? Going back a few years, so the Oasis split obviously wasn't one of the high points of your life.
No.
After that,
but, I tell you what, it could have been, it might not have been a high point, but I tell you what, I learnt a lot from it, believe you me. So as much as it was terrible and all that, and I felt like I had the rug pulled from beneath my feet and all that, and like, it was like, didn't really like kind of check how big it was until like after BDI ended, but I learnt a lot from what happened, and I learnt a lot from people and how people go about their business and to achieve other things in life. So I've learnt a lot from it. So in a way, it was a blessing in disguise, if you know what I mean.
And you went straight into BDI, which was to give you some sort of solace, I suppose, at that time.
Yeah, because that, I mean, I felt I owed it to Gem and Andy, you know what I mean? Not to just go, you know what, I'm going home, you know what I mean? They joined our band when we needed it, you know what I mean? As well as they had a good life and all that, and they didn't do it for nothing, you know what I mean? I just felt like going home, and, they put a lot of time into it. I felt we should just stay on the road and carry on, you know what I mean? Just because someone else has got the you know what I mean? We should carry on doing it. In hindsight, you probably think, should have probably had a break, but, in that times, you don't want to go home and sit there because you just go mad, you know what I mean? So we just try and kept it on the road for a bit.
Yeah. And after BDI, that coincided with some, like, other, not great times of your life. Obviously, the distance between you and Noel getting bigger and bigger. You had a difficult divorce that you went through. So the period immediately after that, where we didn't hear much from you, how was that for you?
I was just walking around the house, just fucking booting things and what are you fucking looking at in the middle? Stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Have you got any pets?
I had 2 dogs, but they stayed with Gene, and I would have fucking ate them. You know what I mean? But no, it was shit times, man. But like I say, there's a lot of other people worse off. You know what I mean? I still had, I live in a nice house. I still got nice, I've still got nice things and that. So now, I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. So, like I said before, like you said, music does save, man. Music come to me. At some point, I was sitting there, like staring at the guitar, and I went and wrote Bold and When I'm in Need, and I do believe, man, if you're good to rock and roll or whatever it is, it'll be good to you, you know what I mean? So it come and brought me back to where I'm meant to be again.
Yeah, so coming out the other end, because I find that low points like that in your life can spur you on to doing even better in the next bit, which is what you obviously do.
Yeah, and I think it's like anything, I think you do need life experiences to write really good, heartfelt music, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just, if you're just living in a bubble all the time and nothing, you're not experienced anything, it just becomes, you're just writing fucking pop, aren't you?
Yeah. Have you sort of cleaned up your lifestyle a bit? I mean, you're looking great.
Yeah,
are you working out?
No, I don't work out. I do run, man. I try and run as much as I can. I've been up since 4 this morning, couldn't sleep. I went for a run about 5, got back in at about 6:30. So I do run as much as I can. Still smoking, still drinking every now and again, you know, all the other stuff. But, you know, I don't do it as much as I'd like to.
All the other stuff. That's the strapline there. All the stuff. You see people like Robert Plant, he's putting out new music. Iggy Pop's putting new music out in the 70s. Do you reckon you'll make it that far? Do you
Mate,
look at
as
that
long
far?
I'd love to, man. I love singing, man. I love being on stage. I love the vibe of the crowd. I love hanging out with the lads. And I love doing interviews and stuff, you know what I mean? The only thing that I don't like about this whole thing is like videos. Other than that, man, I love sitting down and having a little chat, you know what I mean, with people, you know what I mean? I love being in the studio, love being out of the studio. So as long as I can still do it, and as long as people really want to hear you sing and that, then I'll do it for as long as I can, man.
You listen to XS Manchester. I'm Clint Boon, and I'm still here with Mr. Liam Gallagher. Liam, how happy were you with the movie Supersonic?
Yeah, good. I'm glad it got documented and sort of put and done in that, because I think it had to be done in that. And I like Matt Whitecross. He's done a good job. I didn't think it was too flash, not like the Metallica films and that. So I think he'd done a good job. It was pretty rough and raw and stupid, and that's what Oasis kind of was.
Did it make you laugh?
Yeah, man.
I thought it was one of the funniest films I've ever seen. Not meant to be a comedy at all, but...
No, but it is, though, isn't it? Because me and our kid are
incredible.
funny, you know what I mean? And like, and Bonehead, we're a bunch of fucking comedians, basically, that got lucky.
Yeah.
That knew how to play a few chords, knew how to sing and shout, and that, you know what I mean? That was basically it. We're just a bunch of fucking jokers, aren't we, really, in the long run?
Did it make you sad, like, watching it and thinking, that's not there anymore?
Yep, totally, man. Made me well sad, man. But then you've got to weigh it up, haven't you? You've got to go, look, you know what I mean? It's like, the good times outweighed the bad times for sure, you know what I mean? So, other than that, if you carry on thinking, you know, you just go mad, don't you? But I had some monumental times in that band, and it brought me it's given me a great life and a great outlook on how I see it. So, you just got to take the good with the bad, haven't you? I mean,
yeah. You mentioned Bonehead there. I know
but it did make me sad. You know, like, you know, I'm obviously not speaking to our kid at the moment. You know what I mean? And hopefully that'll change and that. But yeah, it made me sad and that. But like I say, the good times were way better than the bad times.
Yeah. You mentioned Bonehead. I know that you've stayed busy mates since the moment you left the band. And
yeah, man.
You're proper soulmates, aren't you?
We text each other every morning, man. I love him, man. You know what I mean? He's a dude.
He's one of a kind, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a dude, man.
Do you remember the time when he used to do a lot of driving for us? So you and before Oasis, in fact, all what became Oasis, you used to help the Inspirals a lot, carrying gear up and down the country.
Yeah, for free.
For free.
Oh, beer, right? Beer,
wasn't it? Yeah, you know, that's right, innit? But and stuff. There was one time when you brought a van back. You delivered a load of gear to a recording studio in London.
Right. I remember going to Conk, weren't we?
Yeah, coming back, empty van, Salford van here, Bonehead's driving. You and Noel were in the passenger seat with him. Right. You picked some hitchhikers up at the bottom of the M1.
Okay.
And you said you're going to have to sit in the back of the van. It was a big roller shutter thing.
Right.
And you drove up north. You stopped at the services. You played football for a bit.
Right.
You went to the toilet for number 2s. You took ages. You forgot these kids were in the back of your van.
Right.
Got back to Manchester. Bonehead dropped you at your house. You were living at your mum's at the time. He drove into town, dropped Noel at India House, went in. Noel said, come and listen to this tune I'm working on. By the time the van got back to Salford Van Air, it was like an 8-hour trip.
Right.
Bonehead drops the van, puts the keys through the letterbox in Salford Van Air, goes back to get in his car, and he hears this banging on the back of the truck.
Oh, God.
Hey, mate, is that you? The kids was locked in the back of the van.
We can't breathe in here. We can't breathe. You got any water?
Well, but he'd put the keys through that, so he had to phone the emergency number at Salford Van Air. But to this day, I bet those kids don't realise that it was Oasis.
Yeah, I want to see if them kids are out there. Come forth.
Yeah.
Let's see what you look like still, you know what I mean? Because I don't remember that, man. But if it was Bonehead, he's always picking odd cats up.
Cats.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember going to Conk and like, I remember getting in the van, and I remember it being a tall van, and we went going through Levenshulme. We went under the bridge, and I think we nearly took the fucking roof off. That's what I remember. But yeah, the hitchhikers, man. Fucking hell. Bonehead.
Any new music that's exciting you apart from your own?
None, really, to be brutally honest. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean, what have I heard recently that's any good? Nothing really, man.
You must like the Ashcroft album.
Yeah, I do like Richard, man. Richard's one of them, though, man. You know what I mean? He can write. His voice is beautiful. You know what I mean? So, and his words are very meaningful. So, anything he does, I'm all for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You mentioned before about the state of the world. I was going to ask you about the state of things. When you look at just this week, Barcelona and Las Vegas, just when you think things can't get any more weird than they are. As a father, does it worry you? Do you feel like the world's falling apart a little bit?
Without a doubt, there's no two ways about it, man. It is fucking definitely come off its hinges. and I don't know how it's going to change. You know what I mean? It can't. I mean, you'd hate to say that it can't get any worse, but you know it fucking can. So it's just sad, man. I mean, I'm 45 and hopefully I'll live a lot, for a long time and that, you know what I mean? But it's just, I don't see it stopping, man. It's fucking twisted at the moment. It's like, that's what I mean by now. It's all gone out of skelter. In that song, You Better Run, You Better Hide, it's fucking off its box. And something about me thinks that the governments know how to sort this out, but they just don't know what, you know what I mean? It's like we're walking around like headless chickens, man, just getting on with it. And we're told to get on with it all the time and don't worry about it and all this, you've got to go about your business. But it happens, there's a new thing every fucking month, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's very scary, man.
It's almost weekly now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's shit.
A couple of months ago, Liam, back in May, you put a message out on Twitter to Noel. For the first time since Oasis split, no barbed comment at the end, no potato reference, no mention of beige, and you put happy 50th, our kids stay young, LG.
Without a doubt.
Did he reply yet or not?
No, he doesn't reply. He don't reply. I mean, he doesn't even know. I don't know what he's trying to do a Lennon and McCartney, innit? You know what I mean? Getting his name all over the gaff. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't think I exist anymore. Well, he's fucking wrong.
A lot of people saw that like the first time, seeing a bit of affection from you towards him.
No, mate, I love our kid.
I've heard you say this a lot, that you do love him.
I do. I fucking love him, and I wish we were still in Oasis. You know what I mean? And regardless of that, I wish we were still mates and that. But it is what it is. I just think, there's a lot of people in his camp that could make it a little bit better. You know what I mean? He's obviously surrounded by people that are just going like, fuck him. And all that. Whereas there's I've held out the olive branch many a time. You know what I mean? It's just been blank. But there you go. I've got to look after my shit. I've got my own family. He's got his own family. I've just got to do what I do now and keep myself on the straight and narrow and just do what I do, which is making great music and try and be a good dad and, a great friend to the universe.
Does your mum Peggy ever pull you to one side, like, come on, Liam, come on now and all, sort your next
No, she
out?
does. She will.
Does she
did give me a bit of a bollocking the other week on about my tweets. She went, look, you better pack it in. I was like, all right. I was hacked. Someone hacked me. She went, what do you mean hacked? What do you mean you were hacked? I was like, so I was fucking hacked. Someone got my phone and did all that, man. I don't mean it. It was someone else. The police are looking into it, ma'am.
So ultimately, you'd like there to be a reconciliation. I think even as brothers, forget the music, even just as
mate,
brothers.
There is nothing more that I would love to have his head in my arm in a good firm headlock and me just go like that on his wig. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing more. And then we just get on with our business, you know what I mean? But, he knows deep down that I love him. And whatever he thinks I did, I didn't. And if I did do it, I didn't mean it. So there you go.
Let's talk about the closing track.
Of All I Need.
I've All I Need.
Tune.
And to me, it's particularly special because it leaves you sounding like you're content, you're optimistic, you're generally feeling good about things. Yeah. It's a real positive message at the end of an album that's got a bit of shouting on it, a bit of uncertainty, a bit of vulnerability. Nice uplifting moment at the end. Yeah,
Of All I Need, I wrote that a bit ago and I kind of got some horns on it just to put a bit of a Penny Lane vibe in it, but it started off, I was trying to go for that Harmony of City in the Sky thing with like brass and that, but not like parts, just have them just sort of just quietly there that puts you in, and you go, what the fucking hell's that? So that was it, but there's one interesting line in there that I'll tell you a story about. I got invited to meet Yoko at the Dakota building years ago when we just had my son Lennon. So we get up there and she invites us in. We're having a cup of tea down in the kitchen. She's asking us, she goes, oh, John used to like Rich Tea biscuits. Do you like them? I was going, yeah. So anyway, she made us a cup of tea sitting there. And there's a massive banner around, like on the corner scene, fucking huge. And it all in Japanese writing. And I said, excuse me, Mrs. Yoko, what does that mean? And she went, oh, interesting. She goes, because John's seen that when he first met my parents in Japan. And it says, while I've been hibernating, I've been gathering my wings. And I was going, that's fucking mega. How do I get that into a tune? And anyway, for years and years, I was trying to put it into a song. So I finally got that in the words there. It says, while I've been hibernating, what is it? He goes, I hibernate and sing while gathering my wings. So I finally got it into that tune. So
amazing. That
was a result. So that's the interesting fact for today, Clint.
Before we play that closing track and before we wrap up this interview, I just want to thank you publicly as well for all the words and support that you showed for the Inspirals and Craig's family
man.
This time last year. So
very, very sad, man.
Yeah. Part of the family, and you'll always be part of our family. Liam Gallagher, thank you very much.
Very welcome, Clint, man.
Pleasure.
And you, bruv.